was not the most glorious win. I was very proud of the way the team fought and did some things today. There's no question that we've got to make strides and learn from exactly what happened for them to be back in that football game at the end of the football game. But I'm proud of this football team. I'm proud of the senior leadership. You saw Nathan Shieldhouse have an outstanding game. I think it was, as opposed to being one of the best he's had in his career. I thought the defense played extremely well in the first half. You've got to continue to make strides when they're throwing the football. They're going to be doing those things to us. And, I just think that this team, we still are very, very young. We had 27 players that had never traveled on Friday that were with us out of the 64. So almost half of our team made their first night stay over. And we are a young football team, so we're going to learn from it. But again, I cannot say enough for the leadership of what this football team's doing.
Yes, in your estimation, what happened in the fourth quarter?
Again, I think they got back into the football game. They're, a good football team that's done some things. They've got a very good offense. We gave up some big plays, and then we turned the football over. And you can't turn the football over in any game, regardless of who you play, and expect to be successful. We had a penalty, a delayed game that you cannot have when you're trying to run the clock out. So little things like that. I don't know if it's a maturity fault, but it's something that we've got to make sure that we don't have this next week, and that's what we plan on doing. What's that?
Your thought process of Lyndon Riley there.
Well, again, as a staff, we wanted to be able to play players. Aaron Bailey got in the football game, and we felt Riley O'Toole was deserving of getting in the football game. This football team knew that he was going to play in this game, so it was just a matter of when and where. As I maybe mentioned on Friday, the kid was going to play in the game, and Riley O'Toole deserves to play in the game. He just made a couple mistakes that we've got to make sure we get corrected.
Was there any hesitation there at that point, though, that you said, hey, maybe this is not decided yet?
No.
There's no hesitation at all as far as.
We're gonna tell our team on Friday who's playing. Okay? Now I'll say this just because this is what we do. Our team knows who's going to play on Saturday. Okay? So then when we say it on Friday, those kids are going to play for us. Now we had a couple young players that we had told maybe would play, maybe wouldn't play. But everybody knew going into Friday night, when we go to have our Friday night meal at the country club, who's going to play in this football game.
Talk about what you saw in Aaron Bailey today.
I think 3 plays that he was in. But, he's a young man that we put that type of offense in for him to be successful doing. And, that's what coaches are expected to do, in my opinion, is try to put players in games so that they can be successful. And that's what we did with Aaron. We know that he can run that power. We know that he's a freshman. We know that he might not be reading the coverages as well as he should right now, only being with us for 29 days. But, we know that he can play and help us.
What about your kickoff return? Something we haven't had for a long time.
Well, D'Angelo had a great return. They've been working extremely hard on this. They really gave us a different look. We were expecting the ball to go to our left. The ball, more of the kickoffs today went to our right because the whole season last year they would kick the ball to their left. So the first two weren't as good as we had anticipated. Then they did kick one to our left, and it happened to be in D'Angelo's hand. He made a couple great moves, and we had a couple guys that made outstanding blocks on the backside to cut it up. He took the kicker one-on-one, and next thing you know, he's in the end.
Something we haven't done, so why is it so much of that?
We're working hard on making our special teams as good as our offense and our defense. And, the credit again goes, it's not scheme. It's still about blocking people. And the only people that are blocking people are players. So, I think that our players deserve the credit for returning kickoffs for touchdowns.
Should we expect this offense under Cuban to be this pass heavy, or just that's the way the game?
Well, we want to run the football better. We want, Josh and DY to carry the football for us. And, we want to be a 50-50 football team. I think that when we look back at it, maybe a little bit more power, because I think the power was hitting at the end of the game. But our responsibility is to make sure that Josh Ferguson and DY can carry that football and give them some holes to run through.
How much concern is there on the defensive side of the ball going forward?
It's a W. You know, we're going to play it as if it was a W, and we're going to learn from it. Got a lot of young guys out there playing, but you know, we're going to take one game at a time. And, you know, this team needs to learn how to win and learn how to feel after a W. And that's what I told them in the locker room. Hey, you got. Go ahead.
Sorry. Why did you decide to go for 2, and how glad are you that turned out the way it did?
Well, that was in the game plan. That was going to be on our second. Correct. The guys are sitting in here kind of smiling, but everybody knew that we were going to run that fake today, and something that I used to have to defend. A team called Boise State used to do that all the time, and so it's something that you have to defend, and something that I know our man Russ can do it because he's an ex-quarterback.
You got the ball back inside your 10 with less than 2 minutes left in the first half. I figured you'd run and you instead put the pedal to the metal. Was that hard for you to?
No, we're here to win. We're here to score points. We're here to do what we need to do to be successful. You know, yeah, we might have thought that we'd take a knee, run out the court. We ain't doing that anymore. We're here to win football games, and you know, like Coach Cuba called it, and he happened to. Scott Pillay scored in minute 12, something like that. So I told him, we got on the headsets to score.
Can you pin this game a little bit? What did he do well? Nathan, what did he do well today?
I thought he did a tremendous job of reading defenses. I thought he did a tremendous job of putting our players in position. You know, this offense that Coach Cuba does is, you know, you don't understand how much that the quarterbacks are involved in making things right and how much work they put in. I mean, you think that our coaches work 100 hours a week, so do these quarterbacks, and so do this football team. And Nathan did a great job of putting our team where our team needed to be successful.
Coach, can you pinpoint what you saw wrong on the big plays that were given up on defense?
Well, the first big play defensively was a bad read by our safety. You know, it was a little wheel route, delayed wheel route. You know, they got us with a couple of screen type plays that we've got to keep better leverage defensively on the football. And they hit us with the quarterback, little throwback. You know, staying home and just doing maybe some things that maybe are trying to overdo things. You know, by running to the football. Make sure you're reading the keys and make sure you're doing your responsibility first before we're taking off and running to the football. Young mistakes.